Welcome to the Every Day is a New Day podcast and live show. Are you ready? Because this is Rise and Shine. Every day is a new day. The 21-day empowerment series that supports you in cultivating a habit of getting into alignment mentally and emotionally, standing in your power and being unshakable regardless what's happening around you. Join us live on Facebook at 9 a.m. Pacific time on the Every Day is a New Day show and coaching page, or on Apple Podcasts and beyond for the replay. Let's get to it. Again, welcome to day 15 for Rise and Shine. Every day is a new day. The 21-day empowerment series really supporting you in cultivating that habit of getting into your own alignment mentally and emotionally every single day. Because when you're in that space, it's easier to feel empowered because you are embodied in you, really being present with yourself. And so before we get into our daily practice, I'm so freaking excited for today's guest. I love all my guests, but today's guest has a very special place in my heart. I'm going to go ahead and just welcome him first by name. Welcome, Tony Mansker.
Thanks, Kim. Good morning. Rise and shine.
Yes. Okay, so before we get into learning about Tony and again, all of us really bringing all those pieces together, cultivating our alignment, let's go ahead and practice today. And yes, okay, so wherever you are seated, you want to just make sure that you're comfortable wherever you are. And even if you're standing, just wherever you be right now, make sure that you're comfortable where you are. We're going to go ahead and start off with, let's say, 3 deep cleansing breaths. So we're going to inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, think of it as exhaling out any tension, any stale energy from yesterday, anything that you do not wish to carry within you. We're going to exhale that out, and you're going to inhale in today, the present moment, and the truth of who you are. We're going to go ahead and do one more deep breath together because my first one wasn't so good myself. So here we go. Yes. And just like we've been the previous days, let's go ahead and carry that forward in an even bigger way. What are all the thoughts that ruminate in your head from the past, whether it be yesterday, whether it be 20 years ago, any conversations that are no longer of this present moment? With love, go ahead and imagine that those thoughts are slowly drifting away from you. And you can continue to visualize that with your breath. Just seeing that energy surely lift with your intention and moving further and further away from your physical body. And now bring in the energy of who you are. When you say, I am, what is that next word that you fill in the blank with? I am love. I am me. I am kind. I am an amazing, beautiful being. Bring that energy into the present moment as you remember who you are and allowing that energy to settle into your body, filling up any spaces where the energy of yesterday once took up. And just being present with how it feels in your body to be you. That awesome being you are. We're going to go ahead and bring it back to today's show. So as you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. And we've been doing this a little differently every day. And there are so many different ways that you can align your energy, that you can be in the present moment. And really my goal here with you is to showcase how it can be done so simply. There are so many just so many ways that you can really get into meditation and visualizing and really doing lots of energy and breath work. And it can be as simple as I choose to be present with who I know I am. And so I hope that through these exercises, you will allow yourself to know that this is something you can do at any time for yourself. And so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and do a formal introduction for today's guest. So Tony Mansker, originally from Los Angeles, he has been living in New York City for over 20 years. And having worked on Broadway, he now runs a nonprofit youth theater program and teaches dance with a specialty in tap and flexibility mobility training. And beyond this, you can certainly connect with him online, and we'll give you some more information about how to do that at the end of the show. But again, welcome, Tony. I'm so glad that you're here.
Well, thanks, Kim. Thank you again for having me. It's a really great treat. I haven't spoken to you in a long time, and this is a wonderful way to reconnect with you.
It really is. And I'm going to go ahead and just acknowledge it for those with us live or on the replay. I know Tony going back to high school. And so he has such a special place in my heart. And that's why it's just so heartwarming for me to be able to do this with him today. So okay, with that said, if you are with us live, let us know in the comments where you're joining us from and what does it feel like for you when you take time to align your energy? What does this experience bring up for you? What does that feel like to remember, right? You're always connected to who you are, but what is it like to bring it into the present? Remember who you are. And with that said, Tony, what is it like for you when you take time to align your energy?
I do it on the daily. Kim, I think you and I found out about one another that we're both energy workers. I've been a long-time Reiki master now, and so I think it's really important to, on the daily, find that center place, find that present moment, right? Because things like anxiety, a friend of mine described like anxiety like a helium balloon, and the further it gets in front of you, the more anxious you start to feel. And if you can keep that helium balloon right next to you, you're going to be in a lot better shape to deal with that than letting it just get out in front of you. So it's almost like I take a moment. You mentioned to me possibly bringing an affirmation to today's meeting. And so an affirmation that I wrote that I use daily is, I lovingly call forth and command that 100% of my spirit is now fully conscious, present, centered, awakened, grounded within my heart.
Okay, that was awesome. And it was really long. So wait, I lovingly call forth and command, what was it?
That 100% of my spirit
100% of my spirit
is now fully conscious, present, centered, awakened, grounded within my heart.
Within my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And so putting that into the comments for our live viewers here on Facebook. And that was awesome, Tony. I love that. You got all the pieces in that one.
Well, it's like all encompassing. It's why I wrote it that way. It's because it kind of just does that boom. It's like all the, if you've got a part of yourself that's lingering in the past, if you've got a part of yourself that's on tomorrow, it's like, let's just come back to here. 100% in full. And I'm not going to say that I have this like, every single time I say this, I have this wild, shamanic experience. It's more of like a, just like a gunk, feels solid, and that's a really nice feeling.
I love it. And so, one more question before we get into some fun parts of today. What would this affirmation look like as a power pose for you physically in your body? We're bringing all those pieces together, the awareness, the words that we speak to ourselves and into the environment around us, but also let's have fun with it and bring it into our body. So what would a power pose potentially look like for you with this?
I think this is the power pose for this. It's taking that time to just feel the center of yourself. Know that if you work from your heart center, you work from this centered place, that the universe aligns itself with you. That when you start going in from the heart center as opposed to the mind or the anywhere else, when you work from the heart, the universe lines up what is next for you. It just happens magically almost.
It does. And what a beautiful thing to remember that you have the power to be able to start that ripple effect by taking the time for yourself first, knowing you cannot get this wrong.
No.
You can only do right.
You can't get it wrong.
Yeah, you can't get it wrong. So, okay, with that said, Tony has a special treat for us. And hello to Keith. We have Keith Leon with us today. Awesome to see you. And so, Tony, I am so excited because you're that triple threat. You're the singer, the actor, dancer, all of it, and you're helping kids today, and I freaking love it. And you have a treat where you're going to be singing for us today.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you go ahead.
All right. I'm going to give you a little tune called Orange Colored Sky. It's something I've been working on during quarantine, and so let's go. All right. Oh, my sound went out. Let me just turn on my sound on. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
I'm back. Okay.
It's all good. We're having fun with it.
I was walking along, minding my business, when out of an orange-colored sky, flash, bam, alakazam, wonderful you came by. I was humming a tune, drinking in sunshine, when out of an orange-colored view, wham, bam, alakazam, I got a look at you. One look and I yell timber, watch out for flying glass. 'Cause the ceiling fell in and the bottom fell out. I went into a spin and I started to shout, I've been hit, this is it, this is it. I was walking along, minding my business, when love came and hit me in the eye. Flash, bam, alakazam, out of an orange-colored sky. Oh, dance break. Hey. Well, one look and I yell timber, watch out for flying glass. 'Cause the ceiling fell in and the bottom fell out. I went into a spin and I started to shout, I've been hit, this is it, this is it. I was walking along, minding my business, when love came and hit me in the eye. Flash, bam, alakazam, out of an orange-colored, purple striped, pretty green polka dot sky. Flash, bam, alakazam, winter sky.
That was amazing, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you. It's fun.
It was fun. Okay, so what musical was that from?
It's actually not from a musical. It is a jazz standard. It actually was made famous by Natalie Cole.
Oh, I love it. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
So let's bring this back to alignment. And music is such a beautiful way that really helps us also shift into that better feeling place. And so that's why we're also incorporating songs today. And on previous episodes that we've done here. So Tony, let's talk about self-care. And again, all of what we've been talking about is already self-care, but what are some other things that you do to support yourself in taking care of yourself and feeling aligned and centered?
So you mentioned earlier, I run a nonprofit theater organization. That's really our weekend business, and I say our, and my husband and I. And that's we rehearse on Saturdays and Sundays with our young people. And so during the week, I'm a dance teacher, but specifically, I've also in the recent history become a mobility specialist. I'm a certified. It's called FRCMS. It's a functional range conditioning mobility specialist. And my dance training and career in dance has kind of led me here. And what that the mobility specialty allowed me to kind of access more of less specialized in the dance world and more of universal application. And so when we went into, I live in New York City, and so I'm now in my sixth week. I'm now sixth week of social distancing and self isolation. So when we went into quarantine, whatever you want to call it, quarantine, I decided to go online daily on Facebook and Instagram with what are called our daily CARs routine. And CARs are controlled articular rotations, and you can do them for every joint in the body. And I use a formula. It's 13, 20, 33. And there's 13 major joint articulations, 20 fingers and toes, and 33 vertebrae in your spine. And so every day I go on live at noon and run a full daily CARs routine, either from head to toe or from toe to head, or whatever combination I kind of feel like working with that day. And so because joint care is self-care, taking care of your body, movement is nothing without your joints. And so doing these daily CARs, I do them Monday through Friday, and the biggest response I've gotten actually has been from people that aren't super mobile, that have let go of their mobility due to arthritis, just lifestyle, habitual choices. So I've gotten great response from a lot of my elderly friends on Facebook, and people that just have forgotten that they can move. And so a car for your neck we're making joint circles, except we're just kind of, you want to do one with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's do our neck. So we start with taking, we pull our arms down by our side so that there's a little bit of energy in the arms pulling down. So the shoulders are nice and down, the neck is nice and long. And we drop our chin to our chest. And we scrape the chin across the chest over to the right shoulder, which takes you to look at your right shoulder. You tilt your ear down to listen to your right shoulder and allow the head to roll back and around. You might get some clicks and pops, and that's okay as long as they don't hurt. You're going to end listening to your left shoulder. You're going to turn and look at your left shoulder and scrape the chin down across the chest to the center. And reverse. You scrape your chin across your chest over to your left shoulder. You're going to be looking at your left shoulder. You tilt the ear to listen to your left shoulder. And then you allow the head to dip back and around. Over to the right, listening to the right, looking at the right, and down to the center and back up. So that's a neck car, and we usually do like 2 in each direction. We do our shoulders, and really working through all of that joint space. And this is actually from the world of kin stretch. Kin stretch, okay. Functional range conditioning leads into kin stretch, which is sort of a new mobility modality on the market, and it has a specific benefit for anxiety. They're finding that working through the body in this way actually seems to decrease anxiety, and I have a noticeable difference from before I start to after. There's a sense of calmness and a peace within the body that is unique to the practice.
I believe it. Even though I felt at times, I'm like, wait, did I get that one right? Where am I looking? It felt good. That felt so good, Tony. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's bring it a little further into the body, into nourishment. And so I would love for you to share with us at least one food that you notice when you eat it, your body is just like, oh, it's like, oh, that feels good. And so when I bring this up, I'm not specifically focusing on comfort food, but actually like foods that actually like you feel your body drinking that up, the nutrients. What would that be for you?
For me, that is soups. I am a soup person. I love. Good morning, Kara. I am a soup person. I love soups. I love to make my own soups at home. be they just a vegetable soup, a simple vegetable soup with whatever's left over in the fridge before it goes bad, things of that nature, or a lovely chicken soup. That it's just those. When I'm looking, if I'm down and I'm looking to feel that nourishment, I turn to a soup, no doubt.
I love that. And do you make yours in a crock pot?
We make ours. No, generally we usually we just do it on the stovetop. Actually, we use our Instant Pot. We've had a lot of success with the Instant Pot on our soups. It's quick and they turn out beautiful.
Okay, I've heard so much about Instant Pots and I still have more to learn. So that's awesome to know that, okay, can be used for soups. Fantastic. Well, Tony, I know you have another song for us. Would you like to sing another song?
So this is talking about alignment. This song is from Mary Poppins, which is what I made my Broadway debut in, and this it's called "Feed the Birds," and it was one of those moments in the show that was just absolutely stunningly beautiful, and it's where Mary Poppins is teaching the children about charity and about looking beyond what you see with your eyes to see the greater purpose beyond just what's on the surface. And so there's simple words, there's simple sweet words, but they mean so much. So
okay. I'm gonna make the screen all yours. Here we go.
Okay. So early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes in her own special way to the people she calls. Come buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. The young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see them, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. Though her words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling to you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
That was beautiful, Tony. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And we have Kara saying that she is singing along too. She likes that song. And she said, beautiful voice, super talented.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, okay, Tony, I'm going to go ahead. So another thing I love to do for anybody who's joining us for the first time is I really love to expand on the messages that come through by pulling some cards. And so I've pre-pulled one card. I'll go ahead and share, but I want to pull some more cards. And while I'm doing that, Tony, I'm going to ask you, would you be willing to engage in a little playful show and tell with us?
Sure.
And just okay, so I would love for you to show us something on camera that is something you love, something, or just you, for whatever reason you like it, and it helps us to learn more about you. So
Well, actually, where we're at is kind of perfect. So, I've got a little altar space kind of built into our house here with Kuan Yin in the center and my selenite tower all lit up and all of my hoodoo voodoo books down here that I have, and at the same time, because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? I'm in New York City, so we're at the same time, we do a lot of work out of our home office, and so here is a rack of costumes.
I love it.
That we've been going through because we've got time in quarantine. So it's like we've got the spiritual world over here, we got the real world over here, and my husband's sleeping in a back bedroom at the same time. You know what I mean? It's
we can let him have his privacy.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, totally.
Oh, that's awesome, Tony. Man, you have a nice selenite tower. Here's mine. Mine's not nearly as big.
Listen, that's beautiful. I love that. I love those selenite towers. Listen, I'm a huge fan of gem fairs. If you can get yourself to a gem fair, I hardly buy crystals retail anymore. I just so that I hardly buy retail anymore. So because they're very keystoned and very high priced, and so I'm a big gem fair kind of person.
Tony, oh my goodness! So I have a friend who's been telling me, Kim, you have to go to the gem fair with me there's been one in Arizona and I think also Utah. Do you go to those ones, or where do you?
There's a big one that happens in New Jersey for us.
Okay.
The New Jersey Gem and Mineral Expo.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And of course, Kara is saying, I want to build an altar.
We own this apartment, so we were able to, it was kind of already here and we just made it nicer. It was like a couple of shelves and we kind of added more shelves in there to kind of spruce it up and make it work. I actually have several altar spaces around this house. I have one in like the far window that's kind of like a prosperity altar space with a big amethyst tower in it. So I'm big into creating little mini altar spaces around my house.
That's awesome. Yours is gorgeous. So
Thank you.
Okay, so I've pulled a few cards. The card that came out as a pre-pull before we started today's show is I am willing to change. And that's a butterfly. If you can't quite tell what that image is, there's a butterfly on top of that there. And I want to highlight that butterfly because the process of change isn't necessarily something that is comfortable or where we even understand what's happening as it's happening. And I think that can be very, can be something that a lot of people are experiencing right now, is feeling the sense of darkness, not really understanding what's happening around you, and ultimately being in the process of change and transforming. And Tony, do you have anything you want to say about that? I could tell that resonated with you as well.
It does, because as a small business owner, and really as a person, this whole situation with the current pandemic has forced me to let go of planning the future. It's almost saying you have to stay in the present moment. You can only deal with today because that's all you can deal with. Yeah. And there's, you can try to plan, but the targets keep moving. It moves on the daily, it moves on an hour. So I can keep trying to plan the future, but that plan just ends up dissipating in order to create a new one. So I've sort of let go of trying to force the planning of the future, and the change is to just stay present, be here, and today is enough.
Absolutely. So well said. Yes. And the other card that I just now pulled that came out is so fitting for today. I let my light shine. And the back of it says, I am wonderful. Take this in as you are hearing this. You are wonderful. So it says, I am wonderful. I rejoice in the truth of my being. I accept it as so and let it be. And again, this just is always so spot on for the message of the day. And so in what way are you, just like Tony was saying, we can't control these things around us, but we can control ourselves. We can control what we ultimately have power over, which is ourselves. And so in what way might it benefit you to surrender and let things be? And yeah, that's beautiful. Tony, you want to say anything about that too?
Well, Kim, is I think I mentioned to you, I haven't sung in public in a long time. I've suffered some vocal damage due to some lifestyle choices and some of my career choices, speaking loudly over loud music, over tap dancers, over a group of tap dancers. So quarantine has brought a lot of healing to my voice. I've actually put a lot of energy into that. And so when you popped up with this opportunity, I said, it's time to pull my light from out underneath the bushel I've been hiding it under for, fear that it wasn't as good as before, or for, whatever fears I had, or anxiety I had about that. And I have to say, it felt really good to sing for on the show, and, just to let my voice out. It hasn't really been let out and in a long time. So
thank you. Thank you for sharing your light and your voice with us. Although, yeah, I know it was for you, but it was also absolutely a treat for all of us. And I'm grateful that we got to experience your singing today. And hello to Gavin. We are near the end of today's show, but we have Gavin coming live to us from Australia.
Hey.
And Kara is mirroring what I just said. She says, I am honored we got to hear you sing today.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much.
So we are going to wrap up today's show with my very favorite final question. And that is, Tony, would you be willing to sing us a song with the words "Rise and Shine" somewhere in the lyrics?
I sure will. So as I worked on it, as I created this, it kind of came to me kind of as like a jingle for you. Okay. I don't like, so, all right. So here, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine with Kim. Oh, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine with Kim. She's gonna pull a card or two, bringing you the messages as they come through. So take a deep breath, align your soul, open your heart and just let go. Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine with Kim. Oh, rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine with Kim.
Tony, I love that so much. My goodness.
Oh, good. I don't know. It just happened on me after we. There you go.
I'm a jingle gal. That's seriously what I do on my own time when no one else is around practically. I'm constantly making up jingles. So it was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And so, Tony, thank you for being here with us today. Go ahead and please tell everyone where they can connect with you. And for those with us live on Facebook, we also have it written in the chat. But go ahead and tell our
you can friend request me on Facebook, Tony Mansker, TonyMansker. You can find me on Instagram, same name, Tony Mansker. I have a website called Mr. T NYC, which is my mobility and dance work. Okay. And then my company is the Broadway Arts Lab company, and we're at BroadwayArtsLab.com. So
awesome. Wonderful. Well, again, it was fantastic having Tony with us today. You're so welcome. And thank you to those who are here with us. Mm-hmm. What are you taking away from today? Whether, be from the beginning where we started off literally centering and aligning our energy, coming up with an affirmation, talking about how we bring it deeper into our body, singing along with it and just being playful and having fun, or new insights. What's come up for you today? And how will you allow this energy to carry forward throughout your day, supporting you and feeling centered and aligned, and ultimately in your power as you uniquely are? Let us know in the comments. I love hearing from you. And we are going to be coming back again tomorrow for day 16 of Rise and Shine with another fantastic guest right here on Facebook on the Every Day is a New Day show and coaching page. And I look forward to seeing you here. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Kim. Thank you.
Absolutely.